Good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are fine. In our last class, had discussed electrical properties of solids. Now, in this class, let's discuss the last topic of solids, that is magnetic properties. Magnetic properties of solids. Yes. So magnetic properties of substances instead magnetic properties of substances. So based on magnetic properties, the substances are mainly classified into 5 types. Based on magnetic properties, the substances are mainly classified into how many types? 5 types. So, based on what the substances exhibit magnetic properties. Why the substances exhibit magnetic properties? The reason is mainly because of the movement of electron. Okay. So, if any, remember this thing. So, what I am saying here is, if any substance is exhibiting magnetic property means, so that is because inside that substance, the electrons are moving. Because of the movement of electrons only, the magnetic properties are exhibited by the substances, right? What kind of movement? What are the reasons, right? So one is orientation of electrons, or you can say instead of orientation, you can say orbital movement. Orbital movement of electrons around nucleus. And the second thing is spin of electron about its own axis. So here, why does the magnetism occurs? Why does the magnetic properties occurs? Why the substances exhibit magnetic properties? That is because of movement of electrons, as I already told you. So electrons shows what kind of movements that we have studied in our first PUC and all. So electrons, it may revolve around, it will revolve around the nucleus, and it will spin about its own axis, right? It will spin around its own axis and it will revolve around the nucleus. Because of these two movements, okay, so the magnetic properties depends. Okay, I hope you understand, right? These magnetic properties are denoted by, these magnetic properties are measured. So you can say SI unit of magnetic moment SI unit of magnetic moment is Bohr magneton. Bohr's magneton. So which is denoted by mu b. So the magnetic moment is measured in Bohr's magneton. So it is denoted by mu b, right? It is said to be mu b. Hope you are following, right? So this is the brief introduction about magnetic moment, magnetic properties of substances. Based on the movement of electrons, the magnetic properties are classified into 5 types. Very important in our previous test papers, in previous exam papers. For 1 mark, there will be a question from magnetic properties. So if you refer questions from your question papers, there will be 11th question or 12th question. You can check 11th question or 12th question. So there will be questions on this magnetic properties. Now let's discuss those 5 types of magnetic properties one by one in detail. Okay. So based on magnetic moment, the substances are classified into 5 types. First one is paramagnetic substances. Paramagnetic substances. So the substances which are weakly attracted by the magnetic field are said to be paramagnetic substances. The substances, those are said to be paramagnetic if they are weakly attracted by the magnetic field. They are weakly attracted in the magnetic field. So, what you have to remember? Weakly attracted. By magnetic fields. Weakly attracted by the magnetic field. Okay. Next. So once again I will repeat. So question may ask like this. In exams the question may ask like this. What are paramagnetic substances? Give example. The substances which are weakly attracted by the magnetic field. The substances which are weakly attracted by the magnetic field are said to be paramagnetic substances, and the phenomena is called as paramagnetism. That's it. 1 mark. Okay. They may ask example. What are paramagnetic substances? Give example. Okay. Example is O2. Oxygen, O2. Right? Fe3 plus. Ferric ion. Right? Fe3 plus. Cu2 plus. Hope you understand. Cupric, ferric, O2. These are the examples for paramagnetic substances. Okay. Weakly attracted by the magnetic field. Okay. Magnetizer. Next. Magnetizer. In the direction of magnetic field. Magnetized in the direction of magnetic field. That means in which direction the magnetic field is there, these paramagnetic substances magnetize in that direction only. Okay. Hope you understand, right? See here, the magnetism is temporary. Okay. So that means, as the magnetic field is removed, they lose their magnetism. Are you following what I am saying here? These are said to be temporary magnets. These are said to be what kind of magnets? Temporary magnets. That is, magnetism is okay, it's a magnetized temporarily. So once again, example for paramagnetic substances are you can write O2, Cu plus 2, Fe plus 3, etc. I will repeat once again. What are paramagnetic substances? The substances which are weakly attracted by the magnetic field is called as paramagnetic substances, and the phenomena is called as paramagnetism. Okay. So, in which direction the magnet they will magnetize? They will magnetize in the direction of magnetic field. They will magnetize in the direction of magnetic field. Okay. Next, is magnetism permanent? No, it is temporary. That means, so as a magnet, so as a substance is kept in magnetic field, it acts as magnet. Whenever magnetic field is removed, what happens? The substance will lose its magnetic property. Such type of substances are said to be paramagnetic substances. One more important point, I forgot to tell you that paramagnetism occurs due to presence of unpaired electrons. So that means the substances which will contain unpaired electrons. Okay. If any substance containing one or two unpaired electrons, then they exhibit paramagnetism. So these are the points you should remember regarding the paramagnetism. Right? So make a note of it. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Make a note of it. What are paramagnetic substances? Give examples. So note it. Video start. Make a note of it. Next is diamagnetic substances. So 1 minute, there is an adjustment going on. So diamagnetic substances, first, they are not attracted in the presence of magnetic field. They are weakly repelled. So they won't attract. Weakly repelled. Weakly repelled by the magnetic field. Weakly repelled by the magnetic field. Okay. So once again I will repeat. What are diamagnetic substances? The substances which are weakly repelled by the magnetic field are called as diamagnetic substances, and the phenomenon is called as diamagnetism. The phenomenon is called as diamagnetism. Here, next. Substances with no paired electrons, no unpaired electrons, no unpaired electrons, substances with no unpaired electrons exhibit diamagnetism. So that means those substances which do not have unpaired electrons, they exhibit, that means they contain only paired electrons. Substances which contain only paired electrons can exhibit diamagnetism. Hope you understand, right? Yes. Magnetized, that means these substances magnetize in the same direction, of magnetic field, in the same direction of magnetic field. Example, water. Example is water. NaCl, sodium chloride, C6H6, benzene, etc. We can give many examples like this. Once again I will repeat. What are diamagnetic substances? The substances which are weakly repelled by the, not attracted. Paramagnetic is attracted, diamagnetic is weakly repelled. Weakly repelled by the magnetic field. Weakly repelled by the magnetic field. Got it? So in what kind of substances diamagnetism takes place? Substances which do not have unpaired electrons. So their diamagnetism takes place. Right? Here magnetized. So here the direction of magnetism is in the opposite direction of magnetic field. In the same direction of magnetic field. I'm sorry here. Please here not same direction here. I'm sorry. Please correct it. In the opposite direction. So magnetized in the opposite direction of magnetic field. Right? Understood, right? So make a note of it. I'll give you 1 minute time. Next I'll move on to next type of substances. Next is ferromagnetic substances. These substances are strongly magnetized in presence of magnetic field. So they are very strong magnets. Okay? Strongly magnetized, or you can say strongly attracted. Strongly attracted. Strongly attracted by the magnetic field. Strongly attracted by the magnetic field. So what are ferromagnetic substances? The substances which are strongly attracted by the magnetic field. Okay? Strongly attracted by the magnetic field. They act as permanent magnets. So that means even after removing magnetic field, they act as magnets. Okay? They won't lose their magnetic property even though if we remove the magnetic field. Did you understand? So example is nickel, cobalt, iron, etc. Example is nickel, cobalt, iron, etc. Right? Here one thing you should remember, one more important topic, that is domains. Okay? So what are those domains? What do you mean by domains? If you consider these magnetic substances, the metal ions are oriented randomly, are grouped randomly in all directions. Okay, so remember, once again I will repeat. What are called as domains? Domains are nothing but the metal ions oriented randomly in different directions. Okay, is said to be domains. So, before magnetic field, these domains are irregular. That means they are random. So, what are domains? They are nothing but the direction of metal ions. Group of metal ions which are in various directions are said to be domains, which are denoted by the arrow marks. Are you following what I am saying here? See here, in the absence of a magnetic field, the domains are irregular, the domains are random in different directions. These are said to be domains. So what are domains? So domains are nothing but the metal ions present in the magnetic substances which have various orientations. So that means domains in absence of magnetic field are irregular. In absence of magnetic field. So if magnetic field is entered, for suppose this is a ferromagnetic substance, if we kept this ferromagnetic substance in presence of magnetic field, then all the domains will come in one direction, only one direction, that is C. These are said to be domains of ferromagnetic substances. Ferromagnetic substances. Hope you understand, right? So, for example, in a classroom, if teacher is not there, how you will be? One fellow will sit in first desk and one fellow will talking with friend, right? So one fellow standing and shouting like that. If suddenly teacher enters, what happens? Everyone will keep quiet, right? In order. In the same way here also, in magnetic field, so in magnetic substances, what happens without magnetic field? So the metal ions are in different orientations. They are random, okay? But whenever magnetic field is applied, all the domains will be comes in one direction. For what kind of substances? For ferromagnetic substances. For ferromagnetic substances. Got it right? Once again I will repeat. What are ferromagnetic substances? The substances which are strongly attracted by the magnetic field are called as ferromagnetic substances. These ferromagnetic substances, they won't lose their magnetic property. Even when the magnetic field is removed. That means they are permanent magnets. Example, nickel, cobalt, iron, etc. Right? So, one more thing what you have to remember, domains. What are domains? So the group of metal ions present in the magnetic substance which are oriented in various directions are said to be domains, which are denoted by, domains are denoted by arrow marks. So without magnetic field, the domains are random in all directions. Like this. But for ferromagnetic substances, the domains are all in one direction. In presence of magnetic field. In the absence of magnetic field, the domains are like this for ferromagnetic substances. After magnetic field, the domains comes in one direction. Hope you understand, right? Yes. Next, fourth one is antiferromagnetic substances. Fourth one, antiferromagnetic substances. What are these antiferromagnetic substances? These substances resembles like ferromagnetic substances and paramagnetic substances, but they won't attracted by the magnetic field. Got it? So actually they looks like they appear to be paramagnetic or ferromagnetic substances. Okay? I'll write here. Appear to be para or ferro, magnetic, ferromagnetic substances, but they are not attracted by the magnetic field, but they are not attracted by the magnetic field. Example, MnO, manganese oxide. Manganese oxide. So understood, right? So the substances which resembles like paramagnetic or ferromagnetic substances, but they are not attracted by the magnetic field, are said to be antiferromagnetic substances. And the phenomenon is called as antiferromagnetism. And the phenomenon is called as antiferromagnetism. Example, MnO. Example, MnO. Got it right? Understood? Yes. Next. Here domains. So domains will be like this. In the absence of magnetic field, the domains are random in different directions. Absence of magnetic field. Absence of magnetic field. But whenever presence of magnetic field, the domains comes like this. That means equal number of domains will be in opposite directions. Let's see, if 4 domains are there, so 2 domains will be upwards and 2 domains will be like downwards. If 10 domains are there, 1 upward, 1 downward, 1 upward, 1 downward. That means 5 upwards and 5 downwards, like this. So in presence of magnetic field, the domains, what happens, occupies opposite directions equally and its magnetic property cancels out. This is like plus and this is like minus. Plus and minus, what happens, the magnetic property cancels out, therefore they do not exhibit magnetism. Therefore they do not exhibit magnetism. Understood, right? Yes, note it down. Okay, and let's discuss the last type of magnetic substance. That is ferrimagnetic substances. Ferri. Don't confuse here. Third one is ferro. Fifth one is ferri. Okay. Ferri magnetic substance. Ferrimagnetic substance. So see here. So the substances for which unequal number of domains occupies in opposite directions in presence of magnetic field are called as ferrimagnetic substances. Okay, unequal number of domains occupies in opposite directions. Actually, for ferromagnetic substances, all the domains are in one direction. For antiferromagnetic substances, equal number of domains will be in opposite directions. Are you getting what I am saying? But for ferrimagnetic substances, what happens? Unequal number of domains will be placed opposite to each other. Such type of substances are said to be ferrimagnetic substances, and the phenomenon is said to be antiferrimagnetism. So I will show you unequal number of domains, unequal number of domains are placed opposite to each other. Unequal number of domains are placed opposite to each other. Unequal number of domains are placed opposite to each other. For example, so like this, in the absence of magnetic field, the domains are irregular. This is the absence. But in presence of magnetic field, the domains of ferrimagnetic substances will be like this. See, unequal number of domains are placed opposite to each other. Such type of substances are said to be what kind of substances? Ferrimagnetic substances. Example, magnetite. Example is magnetite. Magnetite Fe3O4. Magnetite. Understood, right? So totally how many types of magnetic substances? Five types of magnetic substances: paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferromagnetic, ferrimagnetic. Paramagnetic, weakly attracted by the magnetic field. Diamagnetic, weakly repelled by the magnetic field. Ferromagnetic, strongly attracted by the magnetic field. Antiferromagnetic field, antiferromagnetic substances. Looks like ferro and para, but are repelled, strongly repelled, okay? Strongly repelled by the magnetic field. Ferrimagnetic substances, those substances in which the domains are unequally placed in opposite directions. Unequal number of domains are placed in opposite directions. Therefore, they are very weakly attracted by the magnetic field, right? Ferrimagnetic substances are also weakly attracted by the magnetic field. By this, we completed the topic magnetic properties, and by this, we completed the chapter solid state. Okay, so I think it took nearly 19 to 20 classes. It's a big topic, but not so much difficult. You can easily go through that previous classes. You can easily understand that solid state. Okay. So by this we completed the chapter solid state. Let's have a brief look into solid state. So what are the topics we covered in solid state? We had studied crystalline and amorphous solids. We have studied crystalline and amorphous solids. Next, types of crystalline solids. What are the types we had studied? Ionic, covalent, molecular, ionic, covalent, molecular, and metallic solids. These are the types of solids we have studied. Next, we have studied unit cell and lattice, unit cell and crystal lattice. Next, unit cell, crystal lattice and lattice points. lattice points. All these things we have studied. Next, types of unit cells. Types of unit cells. One is based on number of particles. Those are primitive, one particle, BCC, two particles, FCC, four particles, end centered two particles, end centered two particles and edge centered four particles. Okay. Next, based on parameters. Based on parameters, seven crystals. That is nothing but C, Tom, Hart. So did you remember cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, hexagonal, rhombohedral and triclinic. So that is based on parameters, types of unit cells we have studied. Next, close packing. Next, after close packing we have studied packing. Packing efficiency. After packing efficiency we have studied density. So after density we had studied defects. After defects we have studied electrical properties. After we have studied electrical properties, and lastly we have studied magnetic properties. So these are the topics we had covered in solid state. So please go through it. So if you have any doubt, you can discuss. Okay. So hope you understand. That's all the class for today. In next class, I will start with fresh topic. So until then, take care. Bye bye.